Good morning, traders. This is Wilkey with StartupTrading.com. It is 8:45 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday, August 7th, 2020. Non-farm payroll for the month of July just came in. Pretty much in line with the expectations. We can look at the last week and a half or so of the ES, slowly grinding up. As you can see, the level 4s today are from 34.11 quarter down to 32.77 quarter. So that is the range you should expect everything to stay in. And of course, it's more likely that we stay in 32.88 quarter to 33.88.75 within that range. So we look at the overnight range so far. 24 points have traded so far. I'm going to zoom into the recent price action here. So we just had the non-farm payroll read, as I mentioned. And as we look at, really what's going on, we had this 8:30 spike that went up basically to yesterday's high. We also had the prints go off after the bell last night that were above the bell high of the day in this blue box here. And the settlement was also above the bell high of the day yesterday. So a little bit of work to do for the bulls. If we don't cross this before 11:30 a.m. Eastern time and hold above this blue box, this will definitely be potential resistance for the afternoon session. And likely that overnight high will hold the rest of the day if we don't cross over here in the first 2 hours today. So looking at all the indexes, we also had that same pattern apply to the Dow Jones for last night, the YM. So they had the prints go off above the bell high of the day after the bell as well. And we'll see now this spikes that we just had. It'll be interesting to watch to see, you know, if if we go back through there, or you can always just watch the halfway back short from just the read, not even the low of the overnight session, just from the when the print came out till now to see if that is a shorting opportunity, see if there's sellers that come in there or not, if we even get back up there. So looking at all the indexes, what do we really have right now if we weren't trying to figure out what the market reaction to non-farm payroll is? We have the Dow in value area high. The value area is kind of narrow. The high and the low zones are pretty wide. We have the ES right in the middle of value. The NASDAQ right in the middle of value. The Russell right in the middle of value. I think we have a pattern here, and usually this is a pattern that uh, shows that there's going to be chop during the day, right? So this could potentially be a balanced day. So that is not normally what comes out of non-farm payroll, but keep in mind that from the opening bell all the way till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we could have balance, and then we could have a decision from basically 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock Eastern time of if we're going to break out of that balance or not. So really pay attention to value area. So for everything except for the Russell, you can just pay attention to whether it's red or green for the day. You're going to be above, really the range of yesterday, above value, and you're going to get some legs to the upside, just for being positive. Being negative really is not that big of a deal because you have to get, down to value area low. So you've got quite a bit of wiggle room down to the bottom side before there's anything to get too caught up in. Today's not the day to be paying attention if you're red thinking that it means it's bearish, because that's not what it's going to mean unless you start trading below value area low. I would also like to point out that the point of control for the NASDAQ is at the upper end of yesterday's distribution as well as the Russell, but for the Dow and the ES, that point of control is at the lower end of the distribution. It's right at the high end of value area low for the ES, and it's just above value area low for the Dow. Looking at the Russell and just really where we're at, we're just consolidating up in the zone. And really, I think you can still watch Wednesday's high of the session, right, as a little bit of a gauge. I'm not going to put a line on there. You can look it up on your charts. But you can see that node there, the distribution that we've had up here. and then we could still just consolidate in this node, and nothing says the market has to go somewhere today. Today could just be range bound. So pay attention to what the market's telling you. Right now, the market's telling you it's a potential balance day inside a range. So as we look at the Dow as well, I would really pay attention to the 27,100 level, and that ties in basically with the overnight low as well. Getting below there is really going to open up the door for a little bit of lower price. And if you walk away this morning and you come back this afternoon to play the real session, which will probably be from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock this afternoon, if we trade below 27,100 and then get back above it from 2 to 4, we could have quite the run to the upside in the late afternoon. So looking back at all the indexes, just putting a little bit of a wrap on the thoughts here. Really, we just need to watch. The value area is going to be much more critical today. I'm going to put out on Twitter. I'll throw out the overnight value area zones. We can watch those as well as the overnight point of control, and then we can pay specific attention to yesterday's range and where we're at. And that's going to be your key, but more than likely we're just going to sit here and chop around in this value area zone. So watch when the opening bell rings, see if you get clearer direction, because remember, these are day traders and foreigners that are trading the market right now. When the opening bell rings, it'll be the American financial institutions that weigh in with what they do, and you have to give 15 to 20 minutes for the market on open orders to clear. So as some of the better people do, wait till about 5 after 10 to look to see if your looks like you're going to have any chance of breaking out of value. And what you want to see is you want to see 3 of the 4 breaking above or below, and that should give you a little bit of a run, potentially up to R2. And if R2 trades before 11:30 to noon today, then you have a chance for R3, and the same with S2 and S3. I hope this helps. You guys have a great weekend. If you like this technical analysis, please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you all on Monday.